and welcome to today's creation where we're going to be playing with the Ice Blue Fab Foil, and we are also going to be using the transfer gel from Deco Foil and this beautiful lovely lace stencil from Gina Designs from her Art Stencils collection. So I'm going to show you how effective this Deco Foil transfer gel is on black cardstock, but this actually works on all cardstock and on lots of mediums as well. But it's so good to see the contrast of the ice blue foil with the black cardstock. So I have kept the seal on. I don't know if you saw when I opened this jar here, that I keep that extra seal on because it is a gel, it's a wet medium. You really want to keep these things in place and as much of air getting into it as possible. So I've got a plastic spatula here. As you see, as you had seen there, I actually used some washi tape to adhere it down, the stencil, so it doesn't move. Because it's an intricate detail stencil, I use washi tape to secure it down more. Sometimes I'm just a bit carefree and I don't use masking tape, but I didn't want to risk it because I really wanted to get all the detail, and I really am so excited with the outcome of this card. So here I am just spreading it like butter or margarine or whatever you want to use as a metaphor, and then any excess I put back into the jar. And then I am very quick to pause and wash this off. This dries really hard and is really hard to get off. Now I wait overnight, so yep, had a snooze, came back and show here the actual outcome of it. So I've got the Fab Foil Ice Blue and I'm going to cut a portion of this to cover that front card base here. As you can see here, I'm actually trying not to get into view and trying not to look like I'm trying to get a selfie, and just, yeah, trying to stay out of the camera. I like to be behind the camera, not in front of the camera. Okay, so using my Fiskars scissors here, sharp, clean scissors is my recommendation when you cut foil with no adhesive on it. So use a clean pair of scissors. It's the best tip I can give you. As ask me why, it's because I have wrecked some foil and it's just not worth it. So to save the drama, clean scissors. I've got a mini mink here from Heidi Swap. I'm going to turn this on and then I'm going to put it on setting 3. You can probably go 2, but just my experience with, I suppose, the cardstock that I've got, the GSM cardstock in black, and then also I'm using also an extra like carrier sheet here. And the reason why is because I didn't want, just in case this Deco foil wasn't absolutely dry, which it should, I've always gone into the habit of using a protector sheet folded in half, and then I've put it into the carrier sheet supplied by Mink, and I'm just going to slowly and painfully watch and edit this part out. All right, so basically coming to the reveal part here. It's the best part. Like, as you pull this foil away, like, check it out. Isn't it amazing? I absolutely love the effect a foil gives onto any card creation. It is just stunning. And how well did this Fab Foil adhere to that transfer gel? So I've got Pink and Main, Happy for You. It dies and stamp set. It is my favorite stamp set from and dies from Pink and Main. I love the layer of the words here. So on the first Happy layer here, I'm going to do direct ink to cardstock. So I die cut it with white cardstock and I'm just pressing that sentiment in. I'm going to be using a brand new release Wow Fabulous embossing powder. Like, check it out. This powder is called Bang. Now, absolutely, it describes this powder well. It's got some ultra highs in here. It's got white, almost like a slate grey silver, as well as like a deep turquoise type, like this just deep blue green color. So just setting that aside, I'm using like my Spellbinders tool here, the fine end, just to take it out of that. And I try not to, it's best to probably try and heat from underneath so it doesn't move, but I was able just to heat it and get most of it on and keep most of that ultra high on there anyway. And I'm just heat setting it using level 2 with the heat tool here. And you can see how I'm using my Spellbinders tool here, all-in-one tool, just to keep it into place so it doesn't fly off. Now you can see how gorgeous is this. Now I will put a close-up picture as well on this YouTube so you can see it, but I'll also have different angles on my blog, on the blog post here, so you can see it. And I was unsure whether to do it on black or white, but I really wanted it to stand out and I didn't want it to be lost in that foil background, so I opted for white. And then the add-on sentiment, I also opted for a strip of white cardstock with black ink, which you'll see later. But you can see here it becomes more prominent in the white. It was a big decision, I know, but I ended up choosing that as the option. Now I've got my Lawn Fawn liquid adhesive here. I've been playing with this a little bit lately and I'm loving it. It's really great for sequins, and it gives you enough wiggle room time when you're playing with like fine detail sentiments and any fine detail die cuts. So I love it and I've not had an issue with it. So that has been the adhesive of choice lately for me. Now I'm just playing with this and now using a block to kind of hold that and have a weight on it while I stamp the add-on sentiment. So using VersaFine Onyx black ink, my go-to black crisp ink, to without fail, it never lets me down, always getting a crisp image. So it's what I use. I've got the birthday, so it says happy birthday, get it? Okay, good. Now I'm going to cut that at an angle as well. Now I really wasn't happy with that placement, so I needed to get my head right over the top, and I didn't want to show you my bad hair day, so I did it off camera. Now, making sure I've put a stack of adhesive behind that actual sentiment, and then I'm going to adhere the add-on sentiment part down, and then I'm going to cut it on an angle. I wasn't really happy with the angle, so I recut it again. I wanted it a little bit more closer. I've put an adhesive behind that, foam adhesive, a strip, and then I'm just going to cut that on the edge, so let it run off the edge and then cut it from behind. So once I've taken the backing off, I will adhere that on the right hand side just below the happy. Play with it a little bit. Once I'm happy, press it down, and then I'm going to snip off the excess. Now, because, you know, I could have just left it as is, absolutely, but I had these jade crystals here from Studio Katia. Just had to add them on to add that extra bit of jade to tie in more of that, I suppose, embossing powder with the foil, because it had a little bit more of an aqua greeny tone depth to it. So I thought I'd just kind of link it using these jade crystals. I know it could have been left as is, I get that, but I just didn't know how to hold back, unfortunately. It's just one of my things. But I only put 3 down, so I thought it was okay. And it does kind of get lost, but you know, I was happy with it at the end of the day. I'm okay with it. So stuck the 3 down, and that is my finished card for today. I hope you liked today's card creation. Don't forget to visit us on our blog. I'll link it to the description below. Thanks for watching. Bye.